Yo, what's up, guys?
Premi to Remy over there.
Yo, I think this guy actually saw Premi at EGX, and Premi didn't even know. Hey, yo, so we just got some huge news for real. We got some extremely heavy spoilers of Sonic Frontiers, the intro cutscene, and like the first 10 minutes or whatever of the actual game, as well as Supersonic. I don't know how the hell this leaked, but I'm about to cover this now. So get ready, guys. You were warned. Spoiler warning. So before we jump right into this, be sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get to 100k subs before the year is out. All right. Before I get into that, we got some other things to cover right now. I'm just going to briefly cover this little review, this impression this one guy gave of Sonic Frontiers that he played EGX. It's a negative review. It's the first true negative review of Sonic Frontiers, and it's so bad I had to cover it. I know Prem covered it a little bit, but I just want to give my spin on it. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's stupid. You guys don't need to read this ignorance. So basically, this reviewer prefers the cyberspace stages of Sonic Frontiers to the open world. That's just crazy, you know, like, so it got me thinking, is this going to be another Sonic Unleashed? I call it the Sonic Unleashed effect, where the critics obviously prefer the boost gameplay, the daytime stages, to the night Werehog stages. A lot of the fans can agree to that too, but it was so jarring that the game got very middling and mediocre reviews, but Sega clearly got the message because that's what they started pursuing for the next over 10 plus years, you know, with the boost gameplay. They did it with colors, generations, forces, etc. So that got me thinking, is this game Frontiers going to be similar to that? And can Sonic Team ever escape the boost gameplay? Now, I know you guys are like, whoa, how can someone hate the one aspect of Sonic Frontiers that was play tested and polished the most? That's the open world, or the open zone. Is crazy. Clearly, the cyberspace was not play tested and polished as much as the open world. The open world, if we compare the open world gameplay now to how it was when we saw the alpha build in June, it's a huge difference. It's night and day. So it's like, how can a critic prefer this? How can they prefer the cyberspace stages to that? Well, this reviewer, if you read the article, they have never played a Sonic game since 06. You know, he keeps on talking about the adventure games, Heroes, 06, but he mostly talks about 06 when comparing how bad Frontiers open world is. It reminds him of 06, and it's like, bruh, let it go, man. That game is 16 years old, man. And it's like, why are you guys still talking about this game? Like, get over it. You know, we were all young when that game came out. So I find it baffling that he didn't mention Unleashed, Generations, Forces, you know, the boost gameplay style that Frontiers heavily draws from. You know, so he only played Sonic 06. That was the last Sonic game he played, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't played any Sonic games for the last 16 years. I hate these kind of reviewers. These are the worst types of reviewers. They're the most dangerous and harmful when it comes to Sonic Frontier scores. It's not only because of the Metacritic scores will be affected and lowered. No. The main reason why I fear these kind of reviewers is because Sega might listen to these fools and get the wrong message and think that they should double down and continue with the boost gameplay when it's obviously the weakest it's been and will never reach the heights of Generations. Provided that cyberspace at least pulls level layouts from Generations and Unleashed, that's the only reason why I'm tolerating it, and it looks fun. I will play it. The physics look off, but it's like because it reminds me of Unleashed and Generations. That's why I haven't been critical on it the same way I've been critical of Forces, because Forces, that was the entire game. It banked on that shitty level design, you know? And if critics want to see more of the boost gameplay when it's not like it was in Generations, so that really worries me. Now, maybe this won't be a huge problem since the demo was only 15 minutes and most of these inexperienced noob reviewers were still stuck at the tutorial. So the demo should have honestly been longer, to be honest, because all of this new juicy information we've seen have been from experienced players who have speedrun the whole thing. They speedran past the tutorials and everything, or people that have replayed the demo several times that they were able to bypass all of that and get to the good stuff. So the demo should have been at least 30 minutes, in my opinion, my honest opinion, because 15 minutes, most people are still going to be stuck at the tutorial section. So hopefully that is the reason why this guy did not like Frontiers. Maybe if he plays more of it, he will end up loving the open zone. So that's why I honestly don't think that this will be as big of an issue with Sonic Frontiers as it was with Sonic Unleashed, you know, because it was really bad with Sonic Unleashed, especially that the Werehog was most of the gameplay. You know, it was like at least 60 to 75% of the gameplay. The daytime stages were like 25% to 40%. But yeah, it's not going to be as big of a problem, you know, with Frontiers as it was with Unleashed for a couple of reasons. Number one, Sonic Unleashed came out at a time where Sonic was at an all-time low after 06. So critics were much more harsh towards the game than it deserved. I mean, IGN gave it a lower score than they did 06, which is crazy. And then number two, you know, like I said earlier, the demo problem. So as you play more of the game, you most likely will end up loving the open world more. And lastly, number three, the open world is what has drawn more of the general public towards this game than ever before. You know, that's why so many people have filled the play booths, you know, and played the demos. That's why every time Sonic Frontiers is at a games event, it's sold out. The lines are so long, they have to close everything down. You've seen photos of like Sonic Frontiers right next to Splatoon 3 and other games, and those booths are empty as hell. And Sonic Frontiers is so huge, so many people want to try out the demo that they have to shut it down. I've never seen that with any Sonic game before, you know, not even like Sonic Mania. I think Sonic Frontiers is definitely going to appease the general audience, you know, because when you got people like Sakurai loving and promoting this game, yeah, I think it's going to do well. I think only the stubborn Sonic fans who hate open world, those ones that I've seen some in my comment sections that say that they don't care for the open world of this game, they just want the cyberspace. And then obviously the people who just hate Sonic in general and only prefer classic Sonic, some of the critics, they will prefer the cyberspace. I don't think this game will do as bad as Unleashed. You know, anything 8 out of 10 and above is a win for Sonic Frontiers. But alright, enough of that. Let's get straight to these juicy spoilers, man. Let's get straight to these spoilers now. Okay, so this is a lot to unpack. So we saw the first intro cutscene, the beginning of Sonic Frontiers, and it starts exactly how it was described in the synopsis. You know, it starts out with Eggman trying to hack into an AI. So I don't know if Eggman, I don't think he's in the Starfall Islands yet, but he sees like that little tower, you know, that little tower where Sonic enters into the cyberspace. I'm going to call it a cyberspace tower. So he tries to hack it with his tech, right? He puts like a gadget on it. He's trying to hack it, and then the robots start portaling into his world. And then after that, you know, something malfunctions. You already know, typical Dr. Eggman fashion. He underestimates the power of something he's meddling with, and then it sucks him in to cyberspace. So it sucks him into that. Then we cut into Sonic, Tails, and Amy. First time I'm seeing Amy ride in Tails' tornado plane in 3D. But yeah, so they're all flying. I think they're trying to check out what's going on to see where Eggman is at. And then as they're flying, you know, basically they get sucked into the vortex too, because something happens and Tails' plane malfunctions as usual. Then they get sucked into the cyberspace, and then, you know, obviously Sonic gets separated from Tails and Amy. And this is where it begins level 1-1 in cyberspace, you know, the Green Hill level. So we skip all those cyberspace stages. We actually get a clear version now, a clear resolution of that 2D city level cyberspace. It covers all the cyberspace stages, the first 7, the ones I talked about in my previous video. We're still missing 3 more for Kronos Island, but those haven't been revealed yet. And then after that, we see the boss, the big supersonic boss between Supersonic and Giganto. That's the Titan's name, Giganto. And this boss takes about 8 minutes to beat. It's pretty cool for a supersonic boss. This is very entertaining to watch. It reminds me like a Dark Gaia boss. So those leaks I saw on 4chan that were comparing this to like Dark Gaia and that type of level of epicness for supersonic, that's great. Because we all know we don't need another Time Eater boss. That was the worst part of Sonic Generations, the final boss. It's funny that that was the only like real original level in the game. But anyway, so after he defeats this boss, he has like a vision. I don't know who this creature is. Looks like Chaos. I don't know who that is, but I guess we'll find out later in the game. What do you think this looks like, guys? Is that Chaos or what? I don't know. I hope none of you say Infinite, because it's not that. But okay, so after Sonic defeats Giganto, Giganto explodes. Will we see more of him? I don't know. Maybe in the other islands. But Sonic gets like a vision of like this Chaos looking creature, and then he flies to the next island. So he flies to Ares Island as Supersonic, and then some random beams shoot him down, which separates him from the Emerald. So he loses his super form, and the Emeralds scatter. So obviously, rinse and repeat, he's going to have to find the Chaos Emeralds again on Ares Island. Cool, so that's how he traverses through the islands as Supersonic. Maybe he will do it by other means in the future islands, but we'll see. So what do you guys think about all that? Let me know down in the comments below. This game is looking very promising, very hyped. and I hope it's good. You know, I'm still cautiously optimistic, but let me know what you guys think, because this is exciting. But all right, that's all I got for now. So take care, and until next time, I'm out.